Boy, what a resume this guy's got. Jake Danishevsky is a Russian-born Jewish American raised during the oppressive Soviet regime and fortunate enough to leave it behind. He has authored a book called AfterTastes and Tales from Russia, a political memoir. Jake was born in 1966 in the Ukraine and immigrated to the United States in 1979 with his parents who wanted a better life for their son, as all of our immigrant parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents have done. Jake points out in his book that socialism has never worked, and he provides childhood memories, experiences, and analysis as to why. It's a great read. He feels that that his book is one that reaches out to people across the political spectrum and from a variety of backgrounds. Jake says, "I want to help save this nation, so my book is as much from the heart as it is from our knowledge." He doesn't want America to fall the way of the old Soviet Union. Let's give a warm Tea Party welcome to Jake Danishevsky.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. I have shivers because I haven't seen such a big crowd in front of me. Thank you, patriots. Thank you, friends. I'm in front of you not as a Soviet American. I'm in front of you not as a Jewish American. I'm a patriotic American. I'm here to give you a message, and my book is merely a vehicle for that message. Freedom isn't free. Freedom isn't free. My family traveled here in 1979. We left Soviet Union July 4th, and some call it our Independence Day. And because it was a tough journey, and because it was so hard for my parents to leave Soviet Union and take us here for opportunity, for taking advantage of that opportunity, not taking advantage of America. We embrace this nation. I don't want this nation to cater to me. And we traveled, we took this journey because freedom isn't free. You don't understand what freedom is until you lost it. And if you never had it, you will never know what it is. Once you lose freedom, you can never get it back. Ronald Reagan had a joke, and the joke went like this. American and the Russian are talking to one another. And an American goes, "We have freedom in America." The Russian goes, "How come?" American goes, "I can walk into Ronald Reagan's office and I can say, 'Mr. President, I don't like the way you do things in America, and I will be free.'" Russian goes, "We have freedom in Russia too. How come?" "Well, I can walk into Gorbachev's office and I can say, 'Mr. Gorbachev, I don't like the way Ronald Reagan doing things in America, and I will be free.'" We have a voice, but lately our voice has been hijacked. Our nation, our government has been hijacked. They call themselves progressive. You know, thank you, that's my next message. How can they call it progress if we're failing and we're losing our values? I call it socialism. And doesn't matter what name you give it, what definition scholars give it. Doesn't matter how you articulate misery. Because that's what it is. Socialism, and any other name, it's a misery. I'll tell you why. Who gives you the biggest national program in history, in the worst economy, and tells you that it's good for you? And then they tell you it's free. Freedom is not even free. We had people that bled, died for this nation, because freedom isn't free. I want to leave you with a message. What kind of nation are we going to leave our kids? Are we going to leave them a hand-me-down nation and hand-out nation? Are we going to give them a free nation? Freedom isn't free. My friends, I want to thank you. I'm very honored to be here. I'm very humbled to be with all those great speakers and in front of you. I want to thank all of you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. But I have one more message. Freedom isn't free. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jake Danishevsky. I said it wrong.
My parents.
No, you do, but a lot of people don't.
It's also an interesting anniversary, bittersweet. 100 years ago, some idiot decided we should have an income tax in the United States. And so we've lived with that for 100 years, and we've begun recently to fight back. Of course, it's also 33 years since Barbara Anderson and the Citizens for Limited Taxation and the voters of this state passed Proposition 2.5. And Massachusetts gets a bad rap because some of the guys that you elect to annoy the rest of us in the country. But the voters of this state, you can tell they have a certain common sense because they've been there for Prop 2.5 and defended it. And we've begun the process, and you've maintained the flat rate tax in this state, not gone to a grad tax or to a progressive tax. Because the first trick of the other team is to divide us into different groups. At the national level, we've got lots of different brackets, right? Why? So they can divide us into different groups so they can mug us one at a time. That's what Clinton did. Remember, he said, I'm only going to hit the top 2%. And then Obama promised he's only going to hit the top 2%. Obama was never going to tax anyone who earned less than $250,000 a year. That promise lasted 16 days, 1/6. 16 days into his presidency, he started taxing tobacco user, $38,000 income. There are about 10 different taxes on middle-income people in Obamacare. It's been one after another. The other team promises that they're going to divide us into different groups. Look, if you have a progressive income tax system, and they can divide the United States or Massachusetts, 5 times Massachusetts has gone to the polls and said no to the grad tax, no to the progressive income tax. Because you understand, and Americans and the rest of the country